Virtual reality and cloud gaming share a lot in common. They're both technologies that are often misunderstood, and they're also very forward-thinking in terms of the future. They're both currently focused on the gaming aspects, but have repercussions for industries way outside of it. But that'll be a topic for another day. Right now, I really want to focus on the possibility of both of these technologies merging together to truly make something unique. Separately, they both offer one-of-a-kind benefits. For VR, it allows you to immerse yourself into a world as if you were there. For cloud gaming, you're allowed to play some of the newest titles without the hardware requirements up front as long as you have a good connection. But now, for a second, just imagine them working together. Imagine a VR headset without all the bulk. A headset that just looks sleek, is lightweight, and matches the concepts that we've seen from Oculus early on. Now picture it being an all-in-one device that can play the games you want to play. A device that can run big open worlds full of amazing visuals. That's the future of virtual reality and cloud gaming that I fully expect to exist at some point, and one that I'm excited to experience. Virtual reality is all about losing yourself in immersion, being able to experience things you can't in real life. You can go from being in the world of Star Wars face to face with Darth Vader to test driving a bunch of expensive cars on a racetrack as much as you'd like. The craziest thing is that I'm probably giving you the two most basic examples of what's possible because VR can get pretty wild and out there. That being said, VR hasn't taken off and stormed the world like many people wanted it to. And it's only until very recently that the VR market seems to be growing at a pretty rapid pace, and a lot of this is thanks to the Oculus Quest 2. And rightfully so. Facebook has managed to price that thing extremely well, and it's actually providing amazing value per dollar spent. No matter how you personally feel about Facebook as a company, that's a whole other discussion to be had, it's hard to deny that they've successfully created the first VR device with potential mass market appeal. And while that certainly has revitalized a lot of interest in VR, and there's a lot of games being developed for the Quest, it's also come with a few downsides. The first of which is a pretty big one, and that's that a lot of developers are now focused specifically on the Quest rather than the PC market. The reason that becomes an issue is because games then need to be designed around the hardware they can run on. And while certainly great games are available on the Quest 2 natively, such as Beat Saber and a few others, it's not really on the same level as something like Half-Life Alyx, which by far, at least in my opinion, is still the pinnacle of VR gaming nowadays. But when you throw cloud gaming into the mix, you could potentially alleviate that issue in a big way, since every Oculus Quest out there sold to consumers is fully capable of using cloud gaming. To be very clear, it's not to say that this is an easy solution or that there aren't obstacles that need to be solved. First up, we need to talk latency. And for the most part, I know a lot of people out here worry about this, but realistically, cloud gaming has come a very long way. Games pretty much feel like you're playing them locally when using services like GeForce Now or Stadia. But virtual reality is a medium that requires the lowest latency possible, and it's much more important here. Not just from a gameplay experience perspective, but it can easily lead to discomfort in VR, which is some of the worst if you're not used to it. The other big issue in the way is going to be the video footage itself and just how clear it is. While Stadia is fully capable of 4K streaming on a flat screen and it looks pretty good, it's not exactly perfect either. And it has one major flaw that I can see being an even bigger issue if you were to be cloud gaming through a VR headset, and that's the pixelation that can occur when streaming any part of the game that'll have a dark area. It's annoying enough playing on a 4K TV, but I can only imagine how much more noticeable it'd be through a VR headset. Little Nightmares 2 is a game that comes to mind. The background, where it should be pitch black, just looks a bit more gray if anything. And the pixelation is very noticeable. It's something that I couldn't help but really be distracted by. I can tell you from personal experience, that broke the immersion for me in a big way on a flat screen TV, and I assume it'd be even worse within VR. And immersion is key when it comes to virtual reality. It's a tentpole of the medium, and it needs to be there for a good experience. Now, the good news to share here is that while those things are issues, they will be worked and improved upon as time goes on. Better technology and better video encoding will be a thing that keeps happening, and that's all gonna lead to a better experience in the future. Luckily, you don't have to wait until the future to see this work either, because there is already a company trying to make this work in the here and now. And they go by the name of Plutosphere. They're currently in testing, so you can't actually go and try it out for yourself. And sadly, I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, but based on what I've seen online, it seems to work relatively well. Is it as good as your local gaming PC streaming to your Quest 2? Probably not, doesn't need to be. You see, the idea of being able to play Half-Life Alyx on your Quest 2 without having to spend the money required to run it, that's the cloud gaming advantage. Being able to play games that you normally wouldn't be able to play. And there are a ton of Quest users out there who want to experience games like Half-Life Alyx, Boneworks, and much more. It's an untapped potential market that I think will be a big deal down the road. There's also something to say about the potential future of making cloud games built for VR, but that's something I'll discuss further down the road. But now I want to ask you for your thoughts. Do you think there's a potential untapped market there? Do you think there's enough people interested in cloud gaming on their Quest 2 to experience games they can't run locally? Let me know down in the comment section below, or join our community Discord, link will be in the description, and talk about it there. I'd love to hear your thoughts and talk with you about your opinion because I think it's a pretty exciting topic. If you enjoyed today's video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video message, I just want to point out that this is probably the first VR related video I've posted on the channel. You'll be seeing a few more of these throughout the coming days, as I begin to cover some more VR news and games alongside the cloud gaming news and games there. As always, I want to thank you for watching the video. This has been The Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming and VR related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.